Alright guys, so we're going to be replacing the OEM servo with the Corvette one. And in order to take this off, it's pretty simple. I'm going to be using a 2-inch PVC pipe. You're going to want to push it down, something like that. And it has a ring in here. Just like that. I had to use 2 screwdrivers. So, all it is just a little snap ring here. And that's pretty much it. Alright, so once you get the snap ring out of there, you can either take a flathead screwdriver and kind of pry this up a little bit. See if it's going to come out all the way. Sometimes they don't come out all the way. See, it got stuck there. So, underneath here, we got this blue O-ring. I don't know if you guys can see it. There we go. That one right there. What you're going to want to do, you're going to want to cut that in half and grab a needle nose pliers and pull it out. That way this whole assembly can come out. Just like that. Once you cut it in half, just pull it out. You're going to be replacing this anyway, so it don't matter. And then just like that. That easy. On taking it apart, you do want to make sure you pay good attention to how all this goes, because you really don't want to mess up. So this one comes off. Just put that like that. And just like that. Alright, so as I said before, you want to make sure you pay good attention how you take it off. So obviously this one goes first. Put it over here. Second one right there. Guess we gotta take out that C-clip there. Kind of hard to see it, but you gotta take that off in order to remove the little shaft here. So make sure it don't bounce. There we go. Something like that. And then this just comes off. Alright, so we're going to be replacing this piece with the new one, which is this right here, pretty much. But before we can just slap this one on, we do got to take off this inner piece right here. So this is held on by another snap ring. Alright, so I'm having a hard time removing the snap ring here. So the easiest solution I came up with is using some pliers. I use these for welding. Right here. Clamp it down in the middle. As long as you don't really overdo it, you shouldn't hurt nothing. Alright, so we got it off. Not too bad. So now we're going to be replacing it with this right here. So pretty much you have a little spring in there. You're going to want to put that in, and pretty much we're going to do the same thing now. It's just the reverse order now. So clamp that down just like that. Hopefully we can get it in there without fighting too much. Like we got it. So one of the O-rings or gaskets you're gonna be replacing, you're gonna see it's cut in half. We didn't do that. That's how it is. I'll show you on the new one. So like I was saying, it's pretty much cut in half. That's how they do it. It's not that it came defective or nothing like that. So if you guys get your kit and it's like that, don't worry. That's just the way it goes. So we're gonna go ahead and replace them now. Once you replace these O-rings around it, I don't even know if they're O-rings or not, but we'll call them O-rings just because, like I said, they are cut in half. So now you're gonna want to stick your shaft back in. Spring first. Call this a washer. And we'll install this snap ring back on. So just like that. That one wasn't too bad. So now we're gonna install our new one. We're gonna be leaving that one right there. That's our old one. There's our new one. See, it looks a little different. So don't know if that's what, you know, makes the shift better. Don't know too much about this. But we're gonna slap this one back on, just like that. Like I said, make sure you replace the O-ring on this one and the other two on this first part. Now we can insert this one back on. They didn't send us a gasket or O-ring for this one right here, so we're just gonna have to roll with it, just like that. But we do have the blue O-ring, the one we ripped up, the one I told you guys we're gonna be replacing. So let's go install it back on the truck, and that should be it. All right, so we're back at the transmission, and make sure your spring is in there. In my case, mine stayed on there, but I know sometimes they like to come out with the shaft, so make sure you look out for that. So now we can put this sucker back in. Something like that. So we also got a new O-ring, the one we ripped off. Remember I told you guys we were gonna replace it. So if you have to rip it, rip it. So now it's pretty much the same thing. We're probably gonna put some oil on this thing. All right, so now that we got the O-ring lubed up, you want to lube it up so it slides on there better. Otherwise, it can bind up when you're pushing it down, and no bueno. So pretty much just like that. Remember, we have to install the snap ring here. So what you want to do is you want to work one side in first. Let's say you want to install this side first, and then kind of just push it around, push it in until you get this other side in. But just make sure you're pushing down on it like that while you're working it in, you know. Once you get it on, that's pretty much it. Just make sure it doesn't pop back out. Give it a couple of pushes like that. And if it doesn't come off, that means you're good. Just make sure the clip is on there right. And that's pretty much it. So